Welcome back to Evan's Repairs and Creations, where today you join me in this 1972 Chevy C10 pickup. Okay, so this truck, my dad and I drove down to Missouri and picked up. The people that we bought it from were really nice. We got it for $3,000, and it's a pretty straight truck. There's not really a ton of rust. I mean, there's surface rust, but not a whole lot. There is some down here in the rockers, but these are replaceable for sure. There's just a little bit right there that's poking through, but other than that, this is all solid. My dad and I went around and we haven't found any Bondo in this truck yet. All the grill pieces and hood are right here in the back. It's a nice truck. All the tires hold air except for the one on the other side. So this is a custom 10. So yeah, let's go take a look at the engine. Okay, so right here we have a 350 Chevy. I haven't ran the numbers to see if its numbers matching yet or anything, but we also have an Edelbrock older performance carb, Edelbrock valve covers and nacelle, alternator and coil and stuff. It does have headers, which are cool. Yeah, apparently this engine was rebuilt 500 miles ago, less than 500 miles ago they said, but I don't know. It might have been, and it might have just got dirty. I really don't know. But it has a 350, I believe, trans too, 3-speed automatic. Anyways, last night my dad and I just sprayed some carb cleaner down in the carb and turned it over. Yes, we did check the oil and everything, and it started up and sounded halfway decent. So yeah, my goal today is to get it running, but I have some other stuff to show you guys in this truck before we really dig into it. So here in the interior they put some random black leather seats in it. They didn't space it up very well, so I kind of sit goofy in it. I'm also like 6'4", but whatever. They said they were taking this truck apart to like restore it or something, and they had like taken everything out. It's got the wiggly stuff on the interior. That was an option. Anyways, the brakes do feel really good, and I ran back to check on the back brakes to take a look at them, because hold on, these are the options it came with, and it says it came with where is it, auxiliary spring. So I went back here to look at that auxiliary spring, because this is the weird suspension they used with NASCAR for a while. That has like this really long arm thing and the short coil shocks, but the arm is really long and it goes like all the way up here. But these are the auxiliary springs right here, and what they do is if you get the back of your truck sagging, then these engage They're like a leaf spring and they help your rear end out. But I was back in here and I said, let's look at the brakes. Oh, that's fine. The rear brakes just aren't hooked up. Like they're just capped off. And like here's more pinched brake line. And like there's some more. And they're like, if you look over here, right there, that's just like kind of gone. So somebody decided to get rid of our back brakes. And so yeah, that's a very rusty shock. But yeah, that was interesting. But the front brakes work good. Okay, so digging into the engine more. We didn't get any fuel up to the carburetor the whole time, and I put like 4 gallons of fuel in the gas tank. And apparently this was like a newer rebuild engine, so I said the fuel pump's got to work, right? So I disconnected the line right there from the fuel pump. Nothing, not a drip of fuel came out. It was bone dry. So I ran back here inside our cab to the handy dandy access point. No, this was not out, but there was a line right here that connected this soft, hard line to this nipple on our fuel sending unit, and that was dry too. So there was no fuel coming out of our fuel sending unit, which looks newer-ish. And so I was like, well, that's weird. So I took this fuel sending unit out, and I'm gonna see if it's clogged, because it might be our reason that we can't get anything to come through the lines. But let's bring this inside and try to blow some air through it and see if it's clogged or not. All right, so got some pressure. Let's see if we can blow just a little bit of air through it. Well, seems to be coming through now. Might not have been earlier. There's some rust in here. I'm gonna get a little more air, blow it out just a little bit more, and then we'll put it back together and see if it works. Okay, I ran some carb cleaner through it and then sprayed it out again. So let's stick it back in the truck and see what happens. All right, it's all back on there. Now I just have to clamp this guy back on, and then just hook up a piece of fuel line between the two of these. I noticed that typically this is a screw-on piece right here, so I don't know if he got a kit in like the 90s or something and put this tank and that fuel sending unit in and this line, and it was a different setup than stock. I don't know, but I'm gonna put a piece of fuel line back on and stick that guy back on, and then we'll try to start the truck up again, or at least see if we can get some fuel down at the fuel pump. Okay, that's all together. I'm gonna turn it over now and see if we can get some fuel to come into that Casey's cup. I'm not gonna videotape it because I don't have like a stand for my camera, and it's kind of hard to turn it over anyways, so because I hot wired it. So I'll just tell you if it works or not. Okay, I actually decided to do something a little differently. I hooked the boat tank up, have that right there. Oh, okay, we should be good. Accelerator pump just worked, so let's do this. All right, let's try to start this up. It's in park. Okay, all right, here we go. Yeah. Oh, it will idle. No fuel. That's weird. Okay, so I hooked this auxiliary fuel tank up to the fuel pump, hooked the fuel pump line up to the carburetor, started it, fuel pump worked fine, ran fine. And so that means we've probably got a clog somewhere in our line. So I took the line in here, back off, and I have it disconnected under the truck right here. So I'm going to shoot air into here and we're going to see if we can unclog what's in there. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Here it comes.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
Yeah, it shot gas all over your seat.
Something?
No. It's spraying out.
Yeah. Okay, well, Dad's cleaning out the seat.
Sorry,
Yeah, apparently it shot out a bunch of stuff, so let's try to hook all the lines back up and see if the fuel pump can pull it through now. Here we go. Okay, everything is buttoned up in here. Everything's good in the cab. I'm gonna grab my handy dandy starter vice grips. And let's see if this thing will start up and run under the gas in its tank. All right, meet you in a second. All right, cranking. Nope. Oh.
Might have been all the gas in the bowl.
Yeah, I'll try to crank it again. Huh. No, I think it needs more gas. All right, we put 10 gallons in the gas tank at the gas station. We drove it on the trailer there, obviously, but let's see if it'll crank up now. And stay ready. Fingers crossed. Come on, little guy. Well, there you go. Just needed some more fuel, I guess. That's pretty neat. Here, I'm gonna give it a rev shot. Will you give it some revs? It is duals. Yeah. That sounds nice.
Smoke?
A little bit. There might be a little bit of sticky rings, but it's not too bad. All right, let's let it get up to temp and see if the thermostat opens. I did put coolant in it. Okay, this is what our temp gauge says, and that says there's really no movement, and so I don't think the thermostat's opening, so we're probably just going to need to put a new one in. Not a big deal, but we'll shut her down because she's approaching 2:30, so yeah. All right, yeah, cool. Okay, it's night now. Dad and I are just gonna try to drive the truck around maybe the parking lot and the streets just to see it drive. We drove it away from our house because my little brother's sleeping. Well, it's only like 9:30, but he goes to bed early. But anyways, Dad's jacking it up. Then we're gonna start it up and take it for a ride. All right, we're ready to go. All right. There you go. You feel the flat spots on tires. I think that's what it is. Oh, there's brakes. There's brakes.
Definitely not power brakes.
No.
Power steering.
No. Yeah. Doing it. Sure. Driving for the first time in like 5 years. Got second. Still first. You should give it a little bit of beans on how you're turning seat. Can't see it or anything. You kinda can, you kinda can. Alright. There we go. Second. What's the speedo say? Oh, there's no dash lights. Well, yeah. There's third. That's all it's got. I mean, I'll get the up here. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, we're heading back to the parking lot. Thermostat actually opened. It must have been a higher thermostat or something. That's pretty good, man. The thermostat opened because it went up to like 230 and then it went down to like 190 unless the temperature gauge isn't that accurate. But it's at a good temperature now, so yeah. We're just gonna pull up and yeah, guess I'll just close it in a bit. Well, as you saw, the truck drove really well. Drove it around the neighborhood and it did fine. The thermostat did open and maybe the temperature gauge isn't accurate or the thermostat is just didn't want to open, but once it got up to about 230 it opened and the temperature went down to about 190, so we're good there. Dad did go ahead and buy another thermostat. He bought a 195, so it would open a little earlier with that one, so I'll install it off camera. Thermostat isn't very hard to change, so I just probably don't need to put it on camera or anything, but yeah, the truck runs good, it drives good. We're gonna get new tires for it because these are pretty old. We're gonna start to need to do some rust repair on it. I'm gonna find the hood bolts, or find some hood bolts. I did go ahead and put the grill on off camera, so you can see it looks pretty good. We don't have the plastic insert of the grill, or like the grill itself. I guess there was like a chrome version, like an actual metal grill too, or you could get the plastic one, but anyways, we're gonna get some of those. We're gonna get new rockers because they're all rusted out, and then we're gonna have to find some other trim because it's missing like the trim that went along like the down. So you can see it right here. This stuff ran along the whole length of the truck, and we're missing all of it except for like a piece right here and one on the cab corner. So we're gonna have to find some of that. We need some trim for around the tail lights and some other stuff, but we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna start like wet sanding the bed and see if we can get that bad primer off there, because I want to do a patina on this truck. But then we'll do some stuff with the interior. So yeah, I'll do all that in a future episode. But thank you for watching today, and watch my other episodes. Hope you enjoy my content, and hit that subscribe button and like, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.